Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week again. It's Gunslingers. Can Arsenal finish in the top four? Let's get to it. Yes. You know what? This is where I say bingo. We've got everyone from the intro on the stream today. Flip, man. We got the crew. We got the crew back. What's going on? What's happening, people?
Good. What's going on, man?
Oh man, God, it's good to see you. I know, James, you're a little bit under the weather, mate. But listen, I'm pretty sure the week that Arsenal had, you know, what I mean, could kind of cheer you up a bit. You know, get you through this. Gumza, how you been, bro? Long time no speak.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like you're my partner in crime at the moment. So yeah, I'm good though. I'm still on a positive. Tottenham have pulled one out the bag. Yeah. But I still think I still think he's gonna get a trophy for them though. I hope, I pray. But I'm good. I'm good though. Yeah, we're on the right track. So all good.
100. James, what's going on? How you feeling, bro? Long time, man. It's good to have you back. It's been a minute.
Man. It's been a while since I've been on Gunslingers. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm good. Arsenal are winning, so my sickness doesn't matter. We're chilling.
Yeah. That's the all the remedy you need, man. Is Arsenal keep on winning. Gunner King. So listen, I know you had some technical difficulties last week and everything, but listen, I know my man's been at the ground networking, watching, being a good old good luck charm for the Arsenal. What's happening, bro? What's going on? What's good?
Yeah, man. All good. Enjoying the resurgent form that we're under at the moment. I've got a mate around. He's a United fan, and he's a little worried, man. You know,
from what I hear, they're
losing.
More worried.
They're losing their league table bantering privileges, man. He's already watched Spurs do it, so like he's a little shook now, man. He's trying to tune into the Atalanta game in hope that doesn't provide me more banter material, man. Because if it does,
there's already one goal, bro.
Oh dear, Ollie's doing a great job at the wheel, boy. Flipping it, he's doing a fantastic job, and it's good to see you basking in the glory that is Arsenal. Don't tell me it's two.
He's just seen it.
That's a great live reaction.
Yeah, that's true. That's gold dust. That's comedy gold right there. Nigerian Englishman, bro. What's happening, man? I clocked into your show yesterday, man. Jokes. We can all just bust a little head move, just a head bop.
This is how Arsenal got me feeling.
I know James wants to move. I know it.
I'm as stiff as a board, bro. we get 7 points out of the next 3. I'll bust the move, right?
Hey, listen, all right. Mate. That one's been clipped right now. What's the minute? 4 minutes. James said he'll bust the move with 7 points. Listen, Arsenal, man. Shut that, man.
Make it happen. We want
make it happen. I want to see a little. Listen.
You reckon James has that much rhythm, Cannons?
Of course. James has got it, man. What are you talking about? I've got trust in James. I got belief in James. James is hiding. Is you know what I mean? One of those closet fans, bust moves and everything. I know them ones.
One of the guys that does the spin. You know the spin.
Trust me, yeah. Listen, James will hustle the shit out of you, boy. Serious.
All day.
Wicked. Listen, guys, I guess before we crack on with our show, you know, we get onto the main title. obviously the noisy neighbours have appointed a manager. I just wanted to touch on to that and just get your feedback on it and what you think it means for us, if it means anything. Because my thing is that club is cursed, man. Do you know what I mean? Any manager that goes there ain't getting or winning shit. You know what I mean? But Nigerian Englishman, let's kick off with yourself, man. What's your feeling? I know he was a manager that you liked, and with Arteta's struggles, etc.
I won't lie. I'm upset because of he's a manager that, in terms of the fight that we're looking for in our team, proven track record of winning. And if any team was going to get him out of us, Man U and Tottenham, I thought it would have been us. But we're here. I'm worried that this makes Levy look more ambitious than the two American owners that we have at United and Arsenal. Because because look, we've just gone above Spurs. We've just gone above them, and there's been no mention of us replacing our manager. And probably this is not the right time because he's on a good run. But look, if you look where Spurs are and where we are, and they're replacing their manager, look where Man U are, and they're talking about replacing their manager, and look at what we've been doing. It's just weird. But there's one thing that we can always rely on.
Good.
Tottenham get battered. Everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered. Everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go.
So yeah, hopefully they do another Spurs.
Not even at home.
I put another stain on another manager's CV, so they got happy to
Poison Chalice. He did everything not to go there. But you know what? When someone throws money at you stupidly, you can't say no. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his demands must have been huge for him, for Levy to say, okay, do you know what?
100%.
But Gumza, yourself, I mean, would you?
Do you know, I'd rather him be at Spurs than United, because I think him at United would back him. Even with him going there, again, I know he turned it down in the summer because I think he wanted a war chest and Tottenham refused. But I don't think they would really bow and give him that much money. They might have seen sense and realised that the players aren't good enough. But I look through that team, and actually that team's terrible. Like, I know when you've got Kane and Son, you've always got a chance. But when you look at the rest of it, it's not great. Like
that's some major work.
And these men were talking about Højbjerg in front of Partey, you know.
Oh. Yeah, not in front of Partey. I'll put him in front of. I like Højbjerg, but yeah, again, him in isolation is not enough. He's same as Romero. Him in isolation is not enough. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a lot. He likes a free at the back, so it looks like Davinson Sanchez is probably going to come back in. Do you know what I mean? Like then when you bring in them kind of players, it's not promising. So yeah, he is a good manager. Like there's no doubt about it. But I think this team needs a lot of work, and he's only got 18 months. So are they really going to spend crazy money on him rebuilding that team when he signed an 8-year contract?
That's January window, summer window.
January. Yeah.
Don't rule out a potential sale of Kane in January, though, Gumza.
Yeah. So I was going to come on to James with that. I mean, from what Gums is saying there, in terms of Conte not having the money, etc., and all that kind of stuff. I mean, do you think it's more likely now that Kane could be going because Levy could have said, "Look, we'll give you this. However, we're looking to sell Kane. We'll get 100 mil for him, so you'll have that plus whatever we can give you in January to get certain players in." Do you think anything like that? I mean, does it even bother you? Do you even care?
No, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, in the nicest way possible. I don't know. Everyone's like, Tottenham are back. Like, we should be concerned.
Oh!
Do you understand? Like, do you understand how content I am right now with how well Arsenal club is doing? That I ain't listening to any white noise that's coming from anybody
and
else.
That's what it is. It's white noise. It's just that big truck reversing. That's what it is.
Just at the end of the day, right? They're a shit club with a world class manager, and this world class manager ain't gonna win shit with this club. Like, it's just they may get Carabao or whatever if they're even still in it. I can't remember if they're still in it.
Yeah, they are. They've got West Ham, so they're gonna get out.
Yeah, David Moyes is going to better than Conte, ain't he? No, I'm kidding. Probably jinx it. But no, man, I'm not even concerned. Like, where I'm at, like, we're doing well and we're at the beginning of our rebuilds.
Yep.
Spurs are doing atrocious on paper. Yes, they're relatively around the same place as where we're at.
Yep.
But you compare their squad in terms of how it was the rebuild with Pochettino and where it is now, like it's in a bit of a disarray. Like you there's no clear direction of where they're going at. So I don't know. I'm not going to rule out Conte because he's a very good manager. But for me, I'm not that bothered, bro. Like you can go win a Carabao Cup, and if we finish top 4, top 6, then I couldn't care less, bro. It's also 5,000 days since you last won a trophy, so you're in the mud.
Woo! That's a long time. A very
2 months,
long
and he wins
time.
the Carabao Cup. I don't mind that. You're right.
I don't want them winning anything, full stop.
For real, but I'll be okay with that.
Gunner King, I can see you're not bothered, man. Look how laid back you are, bro. So, I mean, my man could fall asleep right now, talk of Conte. He's like, what? Who?
Well, for a minute, I thought I was on Paxton Road, man. All this chatter about these inferior North London neighbours that we unfortunately inhabit the same space with, you know. But let me put it to you like this. Yeah, because a lot of people are just like, look, I'm going to deep it, yeah. Conte's coming in. He's a world-class manager. And they're asking me to look at what he did at Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Juventus. Now, if we were to look at the squads that he inherited at Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Juventus, and compare it to this Tottenham Hotspur squad that he is inheriting now, and you would ask me to expect this Tottenham squad to stack up with any of them 3 squads, well, I would call you a madman. I'll call you a bleeding madman. I'll say, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Yeah, right? But then we're not even just looking at this comparison. I'm going to nutshell it, or I'm not going to nutshell it, but I'm going to deep it, right? The second part, right, yeah? You look at the owners of those 3 respective clubs, yeah, and their track record of digging deep into their pockets and investing into their squads relative to this Levy chap. It's chalk and cheese again, right?
Yeah.
So then you also look at the fact, yeah, the last year and a half and 2 years have financially impacted the revenue generation of all football clubs, not least Tottenham Hotspurs, in a way that has been very detrimental to the financial health of a lot of football clubs. Yeah. But then what you factor in is the fact that to rebuild this squad, they need to spend. They need to. So you've got an owner that's not willing to spend in most occasions. You've got a squad that needs spending on. Yeah. So somebody's going to have to give there. This is beyond Conte and his management skills, right? Yeah. He might be able to put a certain amount of pressure on it. Yeah. But that's got to come from Levy. And so far it hasn't. Yeah. Let's be real. It hasn't. Yeah. 2 seasons Poch went without being allowed to spend on his squad. Yeah. But then, didn't they just build a new stadium?
Isn't
the debt that they're servicing on that more than Barcelona's entire debt at the moment? It's a 1.4 billion. They are servicing a debt of 1.4 billion for their newly built stadium. They need to rebuild. They have an owner who's not willing to usually spend, who now needs to. Yeah. Whilst this same owner is servicing a debt of 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
With creditors breathing down his neck. And you want me, just because Conte's come in, to really give a fuck?
Love that.
Or think that him alone is subject to any of those other variables and that he can change them. Because he can't. He can put pressure on Levy, but we know how Levy is. Levy will do what Levy's doing. If he says the price for Harry Kane is 150 million, when it shouldn't be, and he's pricing himself out of money, pricing Harry Kane out of a move, and then Harry Kane's coming back to the squad, and he's basically, his morale's on the floor, so he's playing shit, and now his value's plummeting as well. You want me to be worried about this club? Look how they're run. Yeah? That's nothing to do with the manager. How they're run, how they make decisions, the whole ethos, everything behind the club, yeah? It's rotten. It's wrong. The way they recruit players, the way they scout players, the way they go to approach to buy players, the ones that they try and keep. Yeah, like they have literally 2 or 3 players in that squad that are fit for purpose. I'm talking like fit for top 6 status purpose. Yeah, and that for me is Harry Kane, Son, potentially Højbjerg. Not Dembele on his day, but on his day it's not good enough. Because his day don't come quickly. It don't come consistently enough. Yeah, so I'll take those 3 players. After that, you name me a player that is fit for top 6 purpose in that squad. I'll wait. But don't worry, Conte's here, and we should all be scared. Yeah, when we just bought 6, 7 players, our rebuild started when Arteta came. We were getting rid of fucking Deadwood for 2 seasons in a row, and bringing in all these players. Yeah. Like where they are now is where we were 2 years ago. In fact, no, it's not even there. It's where we were when we had just built our stadium, and we had to sell our players. We had to make these trade-offs financially, to try and even remain competitive. That's where they are. Yeah, we're wherever they're somewhere. Yeah, so this whole shit that I've been wrapped in all day about. Oh my god, shouldn't you be scared? I'm just like,
listen. I think the thing is that they let them have their little news.
Let's talk about being scared, shall we?
Because
where's this rebuild going under them?
On their back, no?
They're back. I just
whatever that means.
SKTV, how you doing, sir? It's good to have you on air and good to see your viewing. Conte's quality, but look at what Jose did before Spurs and look at what he did at Spurs. If any job could ruin his CV, it's the Spurs job. And there in a nutshell is pretty much there where you have it. I mean, listen.
All the way back in his career, you had to go back 26 years before he joined the club, sat in the dugout, and left that club without winning a trophy. Jose Mourinho. Conte's won, what, 10 trophies? Jose had won 26 when he went Spurs. Yeah. But I should be scared now because Conte's coming. He's a trophy-winning manager. Of course, Jose wasn't. Of course he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that's enough about Spurs and that rancid club. And listen, they're a joke of a club. I mean, listen, as you say, if anyone can ruin your CV, that's Spurs. But let's get on to now matters at hand and our lovely club. Last 7, 8 games or whatever, 9 games. We've won 7, drawn 2. We all that talk about identity, how we're playing. Fair enough, it might be growing and growing and growing, but listen, we're starting to be watertight at the back. I'm relishing now coming up against the best attacks in the Premiership. Vardy didn't get a sniff at the weekend. Ollie Watkins and those mans, Bendia and all that. Who? Do you know what I mean? These guys are getting shut out. Listen, can Arsenal finish in the top 4? And do you know what? Nigerian Englishman, I'm going to come to you first.
Why would you?
You know why?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to come to you first because I know you love a little jibber jabber. Do you know what I mean? But listen, you can't deny what we're doing right now. Fair enough. He's got them well drilled in what we're doing defensively. And actually now going forward, we have like Saka and ESR looking dangerous. Listen, when Saka gets the ball, I actually feel like something's going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? You know that feeling when certain players used to get the ball, you kind of think, oh, okay, something's going to happen here. And that little tweak with Lacazette doing what he's doing, myself and Gums spoke about it yesterday, the Lacazette effect. It's infectious and it carries around the team. Can we finish in the top 4?
What, this year?
Yes.
This season.
This season.
Like, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Even if we were in second position right now, I'm saying the same shit. We're not finishing top 4. We do not have a top 4 quality squad. That is the fact. At best, we have a top 6. And that's even a stretch for me, to be honest. When I start, where I was at the start of the season, 8th position. That's what I was saying. But with the way we're playing now, this team has got the quality to finish in the top 6 max. The reason why I say top 4 is out of the question.
Not even top 5, but you're saying top 6?
Nah, top 6 max. And the reason why is because if we lose a Partey, we're done. If we lose,
Well, we're going to lose him in January.
Exactly. So if we lose ESR, who's carrying the ball for us? Who's
man Martinelli. Your man Martinelli's
going to be our ball carrier.
Well, he'll play in his position.
I'm not saying who's going to play there. I'm saying who's going to be the ball carrier in our side.
Odegaard?
Martinelli can definitely play there, but
Odegaard?
who's going to be the ball carrier in our side? See, you're just throwing our names now. See,
Nuno Tavares.
That's where we're at, guys.
Come on, man. I'm giving you names. You asked me a question. I'm telling you.
Okay. Odegaard, right? Odegaard's been benched after what? He's on the bench now.
I'll tell you what. Pepe will start.
He's the Ozil kind of passer type player.
Pepe will start, and Saka will move on to the left.
James, talk to me, James. I see you shaking your head. Come on, talk to me.
Wild.
Nah,
Pepe will be on. He's talking.
I was shaking my head to the Pepe even being involved in the first 11 room. Man is done. Nah, I don't know.
Even Gunnar King might admit that today.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
I don't know.
We'll never get that from him.
I'm in agreement with Kunle. I think. I think we have on paper. Like, I didn't think at the start of the season, as Kunle said, our squad was that good on paper, but we're now seeing what it's made of. So, in my opinion, I think we have the 5th best team in the league.
Right.
But again, I ain't putting my eggs in the basket of we get top 4, right? Because there's too many good teams in this league for us to be like, we're definitely getting top 4. Like United,
we're a good team, man. What's going on with people here, man? What am I hearing?
Nah, bro. You're asking if we can make top 4. All right, fine. We can make top 4. Am I confident we are going to? It's 50-50.
Okay.
If we continue playing the way we're playing and the teams around us continue playing the way they're playing, then there's a chance. However, I don't see Man United being this poor throughout the whole season because at some point they're getting rid of Oli if he's like this. Like, it's just.
You know what? I don't think they will. You know.
No.
I'm watching that they won't get rid of him at least till summer. You know.
He leaves after the Arsenal game. I think he gets sacked. I think Arteta sacks him.
Wow.
Right now.
But who would they get in then?
I don't know.
They ain't Conte, are they?
Yeah, that's not a concern, though, is it?
They'll get Ten Hag, man.
I feel
Ten Hag.
He would have got
Ten Hag will
sacked.
be better for them as well.
He would have got sacked if they didn't have that run of fixtures they had. Because who in their right mind is going to bring a new manager into that 6-7 games they had?
You can't do that, yeah.
So I think they held on to say you take the hits, and if you don't come out, then we replace and we give someone a fresh hit. And I think Arsenal's probably the last game of that bad run. Because I think they got City next, then a bit of an easier fixture than Atlanta.
They got City, then Watford, then they got Chelsea.
Then Arsenal.
In between that, they're playing Atlanta now, and they got Villarreal as well.
Yeah, so I think he'll get to the Arsenal game. I think Arteta will be the one to get him sacked. But yeah, enough for them. With regards to us, Canners, I'm just jumping in now. It's my turn.
Jump in, man. Jump in.
And don't get at me and don't clip me, you lot. But I feel Arsenal could get top 4. Not confident. I'm not saying we're the 4th best, but I think we're better than United at present. I think they got better players than us. But what they've been doing for the last 2 years doesn't fill me with confidence. I said it last year. I don't think they're great.
Yeah.
Last year, I think individuals carried them over the line. And it was partnered with Chelsea changing manager and Liverpool having a bad season. So their second place wasn't because they're the second place best team. I know on points, obviously, they were. But it was more the others had a bad season.
Circumstances as to why they actually got there.
And Arsenal could be that this year. Again, we haven't got Europe, so we've got one game a week to focus on, apart from the odd fixture when the Carling Cup comes in. So that makes a big difference. The only worry for me is the Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to throw it out there. And do you think, obviously, we know why Wiltshire's at the club. He's training to keep fit. He's coaching some of the youth teams. Do you think we will offer him a 2-month contract?
No.
You will say no, but do you think that is an option? Because he's training daily. Okay, I'm not saying I'm for it.
No, guys.
I'm saying in terms of Arsenal being Arsenal, We're
Yeah,
losing
exactly.
Partey and
Because
El
of the club
Nene.
we
We need
are,
a bit of
it's an
cover.
option.
No,
I don't want it. No one in the
No.
probably panel wants
Because
it.
what
Because
he's
of the
been
club
talking
we are,
about
how
is
we
in
do business, we can do it.
In January, yeah. So the pre-season for America starts in January. That's where he's looking to go in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we saw Armoury do the same thing during that pre-season. If he can be at a club for a month,
Henry's body wasn't made of glass. His skeleton wasn't made of glass. Like,
in
unfortunately,
hindsight, I know what you're saying. But if you watch what's happening,
I guarantee, right? I guarantee in January we're going to do two things. We're going to sign a midfielder and we're going to try and sign a striker.
I heard.
This is what I was going to get to in a minute. But
don't at me, okay? But
me,
I heard that the midfielder we're going for is Danny Ceballos.
No, that's what I
you
mean,
mentioned him on the
Danny
channel.
Ceballos.
Don't at me.
You promised
It's
me
more.
we're
It's
not
more
mentioning
sooner.
Don't
It's
at
more.
me.
There's much more concrete interest in Marco Asensio, his teammate. But
I don't think that's the kind of style player they want.
I think they're more looking in the centre because of AFCON. Because of
that's why. And that's why I said, does Wiltshire make? But that's why I said, does Wiltshire, would that be the easy option for them? Because you can give him a 1 month contract until he goes to America.
We've learned now easy ain't always smart. It ain't always
I'm
right.
not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. But
we didn't take any Chelsea rejects.
Can I finish?
We didn't sign anyone above a certain age. We went for a young profile and we were just like, look, we are getting under 23 to under 25-year-olds, yeah, all on the up, yeah. Like, if we're going to break rank to bring someone in, like, because I do think we could bring in some experience, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be with the injury record that Wiltshire has, even for nostalgia points. It's not.
It's not with nostalgia. I'm just thinking a solution.
Depending if we do it, we deserve everything we get, bro.
You never know. But
that's just going to lull us into an unnecessary false sense of security that we don't need to be in. And it's going to take us back.
But I think you're looking at it like when we signed some of the players like Willian, we put Willian on a 3-year contract. This, I'm saying, is 1 month, maybe 2, before he goes to America.
I don't want
because Partey is.
Sorry, so 1 second. Do you actually see it as as an actual possibility that it could happen? Something like that could happen. Do you personally feel that that's something that Arteta could look at? I mean, my thing is, for me, the Ceballos thing looks more plausible because he knows the player. Obviously, I think he was thinking about buying him, but he just thought, well, he can't afford him. He has other targets he needs to get. If he can get him on a loan with maybe an option, because Arteta knows him.
And notoriously, we don't spend money in January, so anything we get in is going to be a stopgap, a loan, or someone who can just fill in. So again, I'm not saying Wiltshire is the answer, and I don't feel it's something we should do. But again, we know Partey's going for. We know we need cover in it anyway. Plus, on top of it, Partey and El Nene are going for a month to 2 months. So
this is what I was going to say, because
I don't think we're going to spend anything personally.
Look, I think we can get top 4. I think we're performing really well at the moment.
Agreement with that.
I think you look at the form guide of the last 5 games, we've won 3, drawn 2. Only Chelsea have won more games. They've won 4 games. Liverpool's form guide, identical in the last 5. 1, 3, drawn 2. Manchester City's absolutely identical to our form guide in the last 5 games. 1, 3, drawn 2. Yeah. So outside of these teams, you look at the form guide of all the other teams, it's on the floor. For even Liverpool to be dropping points against Brighton and Brentford, shows you what's possible, right? All right, Chelsea really aren't dropping points, so let's forget that, right? But both Liverpool and City dropped points this weekend just gone. Obviously, City dropped 3 points, to lose to Crystal Palace. And now they've got United, who, let's face it, my mate here was saying that Ollie has beaten Pep as manager of United more than Pep has beaten United as manager of City. You know, so anything could happen there. But what the point is, we're 3 points behind City. We're 3 points, we're 3 points behind West Ham. West Ham have to play Liverpool next. We have to play Watford. We all know what could happen there. We could end up level on points with them at the end of this weekend, right? So we're coming into like the business end of the season, yeah, because we all know it's all about where everyone's at Christmas. I think
Christmas shakedown.
If we can stay anywhere between 3 to 5 points, or in and around top 4, yeah, around that time, go into January and be like, you know what, we need to actually be a bit riskier. We need to be a bit ballsy because we did do well in the summer. We have improved our squad over the summer. But remember when Bruno Fernandes went to United? He went in the January window. Do you remember what United were like before then? They were shocking. They were nowhere near top 4 that season. And he came in January, and I think on the last day of the season, they beat Leicester to get into the top 4.
They nicked it,
and, you know, his influence in between that time has never really waned since.
To be fair, what you're saying is correct. He won Best Player of the Season and only played half the season.
Yeah, that's it. And I feel like, to go back to the question of the theme of this show, can we finish in the top 4? I think it's possible, but I think it's dependent on us making that kind of signing. I'm not talking about a marquee, spend 100 million or whatever. I'm talking, you could buy someone for 10 million. Tavares cost 6 million, and his last 2 games, he's looked influential in our squad. He's made a difference. He's made an impact. You know what I mean? It's not about what they cost. It's about, can we add some quality and some depth that can make a real difference and give those players already in our squad that impetus to basically execute the final push for the top 4 places. That's what I think is dependent on. We're going to need that help. Like, we brought some good players in that done well, but we can't. I don't think with this squad alone, the way it is, as good as it's looking, we can make that push. We need, it would be really good to bring in like a good striker and a good kind of central midfielder that can provide cover and competition for Partey and Sambi. And Jackal maybe will be coming back to fitness then. So I think that's what we need to do to get in the top 4.
Cool. Gums up. I know that you wanted to jump in.
In agreement with Gunner King, to be fair. I only threw the Wiltshire thing in there as just as an Arsenal thing, what we normally do.
I think we're beyond that now. I actually think we're beyond that.
I do agree.
I've learned from our mistakes, but I get what you're saying, Gumzo. It would be a very Arsenal thing to do.
Yeah, like we necessarily might go out and get someone anyway, but I still feel we may offer him just a month contract. There's something about where I'm watching him training. I'm just like, I can just see it happening.
I keep seeing
exactly what I'm saying, isn't it?
Hopefully we don't. But with regards to our form at the moment, again, it has been improving, and it's quite funny that the 2 teams we struggled against recently, being Palace and Brighton, to be fair, the second half against City gave them a right game, and only a poor first half is what cost them the 3 points, or at least a point in that game. And they've just taken points off Liverpool, and then Palace again just done a number on City. So again, you look back at our 2 games where we struggled a bit. It was against Palace and Brighton, who have just done that to the top 2 teams in the league. So not saying we're in amongst them guys, but actually it puts it in a bit of perspective where we are. The only other game I say we didn't perform to the standard I expect Arsenal to play, and that was against Brentford. And we've also seen what Brentford's done to other teams and around us. So we
had 6 players missing for the Brentford game, right?
Yeah. And we was destined
no Gabriel, no Laka, no Aubameyang.
Anyway, that's their first game in the Prem at their new home stadium. Like, we was destined to get beaten that game. But so again, it's not making excuses and saying we're on par with Liverpool, City. I do think they're ahead of us, same as Chelsea. Again, I watched Chelsea and they haven't really played anyone either the last few weeks. So like, they've been running over teams, but again, they played Brentford. They were lucky to get the win against Brentford. Brentford absolutely battered them, and they're keeping up the match.
Mendy was their man of the match, isn't it?
As well.
So
I do think. Sorry, so I do think again, the 1 week, the 1 game a week makes a big difference. We can prepare properly. The injuries shouldn't be as bad because the players are going to get adequate rest. There's no traveling to some mad country on a Thursday night. And
you
then
can work more stuff on the training pitch as well.
Yeah, like these things make. And we've seen Leicester do it.
The training schedule is a lot less disjointed.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask, though, I want to ask James. Listen. What do we need to do then? And I know we're talking about. Gums threw in there about getting a Jack Wilshere possibly or something like that. Obviously, but who would you feel kind of like would be that Bruno Fernandes for us, who could be, who could actually, push us forward in order to keep our, that momentum going?
Can I just interject quickly and just say Bruno Fernandes just took the absolute piss with his assist for Ronaldo's equaliser.
Oh, they've equalized.
He took the absolute, you need to see it. You'll see it.
Okay.
I don't want to big him up, because he's a rat face. However, that assist was saucy. I can't lie. That assist was.
So, James, where do you think? Do you think there might be a change in philosophy that we actually might get a Danny Ceballos or someone else who may be coming up for free and do a little cheeky bid, to get them on cheaper than normal?
I'm hoping so. Like, I don't know. There's so many options in midfield that, like, for me, it is the only position I see us going in for in January is central midfield.
Not striker.
No. With Lacazette not going, like, we've got Nketiah potentially staying as well for another 6 months. There's just not room.
Can I just throw in then? What about if there was talk about what's his name? Who's the kid at Real Madrid? Jovic, yeah. Apparently,
talk of taking him on loan as a striker.
Taking him on loan with an option?
And also, as well, Kessie at AC Milan, his contract ends at the end of the season. And Zakaria. Did Zakaria play for Gladbach? Or
this is what I'm saying.
He plays for Gladbach, both of their contracts expire at the end of the season. So I reckon Arsenal could put in a cheeky 5-10 mil bid. Take either one of those. Just be like, look, you're either taking this now or losing them for fuck all at the end of the season. What would you rather in it? Pick your poison. We could release one of them cheap. Do you get what I mean?
Kessie's African though.
But what I'm trying to say is, Gums, like that Wilshere option of it being like the affordable one, and he's got the affinity with the club. Both of these players that I just named they're both under 25. They're on the up. You know what I mean? They don't have them injury concerns, and it would be like the case of throwing away a few shekels to release them in January, as opposed to, because I know we've been linked with free transfer moves for them, and from January you can negotiate those free transfers with.
We can get them in. We can sign them on a pre-contract.
We've done a lot of fantasizing over the last.
These are options. But the point I'm saying is these are options that are affordable, that have shown quality in recent months and years with their respective clubs. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about going out there and ripping up trees and throwing another 100 million, at the transfer market. I'm just saying, can we do some savvy maneuvers to both bring in some quality and some depth to our squad, to kind of give us that impetus, to kind of belts and braces it. Because at the moment we're fine. Imagine ESR gets injured. Imagine Partey gets injured. Imagine Saka gets injured. Imagine Oba gets injured.
No, you're
Imagine
right.
Ben White or Gabriel.
That can happen any time in the season, to be fair. But what I was asking James is that, in order to kind of get the momentum going.
Wait, that was for me? I forgot.
Yeah. So, what I was asking James, that in order to keep the momentum going, can we actually? We know that we're losing three, definitely losing 3 players to the African Cup of Nations, and then who knows who goes, who gets injured. I mean, we've got young kids, and we've got to stop Saka and ESR for the potential burnout. Even Odegaard, because he is young. But who do you think it would be? There might be a change of philosophy in the way because we don't normally buy in January, do we, James?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would you like to see happen?
No, as I said, we need to bring a central midfielder in. That's the only position I think we really, really need help with, and I don't think we're going to spend that much because everyone, like you guys are talking about strikers and central midfielders, right? I see us spending that amount of money in summer for those two positions, and I'm talking massive amounts of money. Like I'm talking 80 mil on Declan Rice and whatever it is if we get Champions League, right?
Declan Rice.
Bro, Declan Rice.
I just checked, by the way, yeah. I just checked, yeah. Zakaria and Kessie are both 24 years old.
Yeah, but it's realistic. The Zakaria will come. Kessie won't unless we get Champions League.
Yeah.
And
Top
this
four
is
gets that.
This is
Top
what I'm
four
saying.
gets that.
No, yeah, you know it does, and this is what it's the difference of it. You guys were laughing at me for saying Declan Rice, right? But
No. I'm not
Champions
laughing.
League, right?
I'm laughing at Nigerians.
Okay, maybe you don't rate Declan Rice, right? But
No. I'll rate Declan
Okay,
Rice.
so wait,
Rice
Declan
is
Rice
savage.
is an 80 million pound player. You want to spend 80 million on Declan Rice?
Yeah, man.
When
You
I
can't
could
tell
buy
me
Rice is looking sick right now.
Gumares and someone else
But
for the same.
Rice is going Chelsea. You lot might as well get used to the idea.
I don't
He's
want
Chelsea, his whole family
No,
of
but-
Chelsea.
overrated.
He's waiting for Chelsea to come again.
Regardless, forget Declan Rice, right? But
Mm.
for me, if we're going to get anyone in January, it's not a marquee signing. It is somebody that's going to get us over the whatever that period of time is, but is going to add quality to our team. And as you said, there is players that are running down the contracts or options there. So Bios, I ain't a fan, but if we have to do it, we have to do it, right? But for me, it's just.
I'd sooner take Kessie or Zakaria than
But
Sabah.
let's be realistic, right? We've only seen a change in, I guess, recruitment over the summer, right? So I don't know. Like for me, there is options. I ain't taking Phillips. I don't rate him.
No. I thought he was.
But you rate Declan, and you don't rate
Phillips. Declan's head and shoulders above Phillips.
Phillips taught ESR a lesson against Leeds. To be fair, he killed him.
Nah, Phillips.
I like both.
I like both. Yeah,
I'm not splitting hairs over it.
The only reason
I think
I don't like
Rice, to help James out, he's the one guy that's come back into the squad from the Euros, from England's team, yeah. I think a lot of the guys came back from England's squad with a bit of a hangover. This guy, game on game, has got better. Rice.
Yeah, but look at his numbers this season.
He has got better and better and better. Like it's scary.
Genuinely, I'm not even kidding. Maybe you're like,
he's improving very quickly.
Regardless, right? There is options. Again, as you said, Zakaria, Boubacar Kamara, who we said on our other show, we're like, who should we sign? Right? Again, he's 22. He's got 6 months left. Just buy him from Marseille for 15 mil and then job done.
I think we need to stick to that. That's what I mean. That kind of that's what served us well. Don't try and deviate from it. Yeah, maybe look at bringing in 1 or 2 experienced players, but I don't know. Like, I definitely think we need to do something in January.
Yeah, I think the AFCON. I think if AFCON wasn't there, it wouldn't be as we was all saying we wanted another centre midfielder before the season started. Now take away El Nene, Partey, and you never know. You don't know what Xhaka's going to be like when he comes back. He might take a little bit of time to get into it.
Well,
so
to him, you know what? He might coin that own Wenger phrase. It's like a new signing.
Yes. Nah, you can keep that one.
Englishman, talk to me. What are we gonna do?
Mad. I don't know what I'm hearing here. Like, guys, why are you stressing yourselves like this? You should live the season like how I live the season. All I'm focused is on getting 3 wins back to back. You lot are talking about top 4 and all that stuff. I'm talking about getting 3 back-to-back wins.
Do you know what it is?
That's what gets me excited as an Arsenal fan now.
Do you know why it is, though? It's because we've got too much time on our hands to think. Normally, we're getting 2 days, another game. But now we've got too much time on our hands and we're just thinking deeper than we need to. So
let's just deep the fact, Let's just deep the fact, that Gumza said something earlier about us not having the squad, to get in the top 4. United do, They scraped an equaliser back against Atalanta now, Now, before Tottenham, the other day, they hadn't won a game in the league since the 19th of September. The 19th of September against West Ham, hemorrhaging points for fun, bro. This isn't like just something that happened overnight, bro. This has been and they improved their squad from the summer till now. Do you know what I mean?
The difference is the difference between us and them.
You look at Leicester, how they've started the league. They started poorly this season, and again, they brought players into their squad to improve it. Yeah,
are you hearing who you're talking about? Like
Tottenham,
Man,
the other top four
established man in their team, bro. We do not
top
have,
four. Yeah, wait.
wait.
Let's go to Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham have been beaten 5 times by 4 London teams and United. Right, they got their manager sacked in 4 months. Right, these are the teams that are supposed to be. West Ham are the one team I'm going to leave alone. Yeah,
that's
because
the team. Yeah, that's the ones.
Yeah, that's the team. There to catch you. But these are the other 3 top 4 hopefuls.
Brother.
And we've been outperforming them since August. Huh?
All these same things were happening to United last season, calling for Oli to get sacked. They still finished second, and the reason is
they won't this year.
I know they won't
this year.
But the reason why they will still finish in that top 4 is because
they won't.
I don't think they will. That squad. Hold on. There's too many people in that squad that are already established footballers. Whereas us, we got freaking up and coming who can have off days, 2 days on, 2 days. Like, you get what I'm saying?
But they're not having those days.
Yeah, until they do.
The whole point is, they might not be the established names that United squad are, but United squad is imbalanced. There is no balance there, right?
The thing is,
for all of the powers they got going forward, yeah, they cannot buy a 6 for love or money right now, yeah, and that is the one thing that they need, yeah. But it doesn't sell shirts, so they didn't go out and get it, yeah.
Okay.
And do you see how much this is costing them now?
Okay, wait, King.
So they got to go in January and do that. And the stupid thing is, I actually reckon they'll be stupid enough to leave it till the summer. I don't know, like they're stupid. They're not. Their recruitment is poor.
As United are playing right now, we're on the same exact points, bro.
Yeah, well, they started with a 9-point head start.
They started with a fully fit squad.
And they're on the same points.
Yeah, right. They started with a fully fit squad. And how many of the big 6 have they played before this week? Just gone.
Yeah, we
played England and Europe's champions in our first 2 games. Then we played Spurs and we played Leicester. So out of the big 6 clubs, we played 4. 1, 2. Yeah. Right. So how many have they played? Who have they lost to? They played Chelsea and Tottenham. No, in fact, they played Tottenham and Liverpool. That's it.
And Leicester. And they got it handed to them.
Right.
Leicester dealt with them.
Liverpool destroyed them. Yeah. And then Tottenham, everyone
Tottenham's get battered anyway, so yeah.
But they've been getting
if you're having a bad run.
So being level on points with us is because they drew to Wolves when they shouldn't be with their world-class squad. Yeah. They lost to Leicester when we beat Leicester away. Do you get what I mean? Like, I just think you need to
I hear you.
Get what you're saying. United can turn it around, but
our squad is
they got to turn it around, bro. And it's not looking like
as is. If we add a CM and some sort of attacking player in January, we got a shot at top 4. But as
do you know what? Okay, would you be happy then if we introduced or we got a Ceballos and Jovic?
Bro, don't mention that guy's name when you're addressing me, bro. You know I don't mess with.
Do you want me to answer it for you then? Do you want me to jump in for you?
Yes, please, because I ain't gonna get an answer from Nigerian Englishman.
The Spanish guy. You want to ask me about the Spanish guy? Nah, bro. Not me, bro.
Gums up.
Go on, Gums.
Yo.
Ceballos and Jovic. I think for me that will be quite a good January.
I would take Jovic. I wouldn't take Ceballos.
No.
Fact. Yeah.
Just because for what he's replacing, it's not. I want to like for like, if that makes sense. We've seen what 2 powerful centre midfielders is doing for us right now.
Exactly.
So to go, I do love Ceballos. You know, I love Ceballos. I've got time for him. But actually, if it was to play next to Partey, then I would say, yeah, not a problem. But because it's covering Partey for me, I feel we need something.
It needs to match Partey's profile more, isn't it?
Can I just say one thing? I just say one thing. Sambi, listen, love him, what he's doing, right? But I don't think he's a better footballer than Ceballos.
No, definitely not. Definitely
But
not.
that's not what we want him to be there for.
No, but I think if given the right, listen, I'm sure the way we played last season with Ceballos and the way we're playing now, he would be telling Ceballos to do things differently. And if he's coached in a certain way, listen, man, I'm sure we could have a player there.
I do agree with that. I think last year he was in a system where the rest of the players wasn't on his level with playing wise. Now, the way we're playing football, he would slot in there and just keep the ball ticking comfortably. But my reason for it, again, if he was to play next to Partey,
you know what but means? But means just disregard what I just said.
No. If he was to play with Partey, I've got no problem. I like Sambi, but I think something powerful. What we've seen is those two in the midfield have been dominating games.
So then a cheeky Sagaria.
The thing is, wait. Look at Ceballos. Yeah, like I'm not talking about in terms of comparable quality. But if you look at like the mold, if you look at the sort of mold and the sort of player he is when he plays in the centre as an 8, it's like Odegaard and ESR as 8s in a 4-3-3 would fulfill the same thing, the same position. So like those guys as the two more kind of attacking minded players that can play as 8s. Why do we need to get another one? We need to get like.
I think he's more specialised. He's more specialised than them two.
Yeah, like
he's definitely more specialised in that deeper position than them two. He is more specialised.
I think what we need, is if you look at Ainsley Maitland-Niles, is he good enough? I think he's going to go. I think we should just try and move him on. And then if we look at El Neni, again, I don't see him there long term. So I'm looking at like trying to bring in so that we've got 2 or 3 players like in and around Partey and Sambi's mold, so that basically that part of the center of midfield is sorted. Whereas like Smith Rowe and Odegaard can be relied to be an 8 either side of any one of those. Do you get what I mean? Like I don't think Ceballos brings us anything at all. Like we haven't already seen him. He had his chance.
We were poor. But you got to remember, look at last year's Arsenal to this year's Arsenal. It's completely different. So as much as
for the first 4 weeks, he's going to be coming into an Arsenal that was like last year's Arsenal. I had no Partey in midfield.
Not really, because again, Partey. We played with Partey last year. We played with Partey last year and we struggled. The difference is we've got to take credit.
More reason not to bring him in, right? Like,
huh? No, but what I was saying is
reason not to bring him in, right?
The team last year is playing completely different to the team how we're playing this year.
100%.
But his individual errors was his issue, Gums. His individual errors, setting up the opposition left, right, and centre, getting caught in possession for fun.
Yeah, just know
that guy
I don't want any
will go home, please.
Yeah, but we say that, but then against Palace, didn't 2 individual errors cost us the game again? So it happens to everybody. With the style of play, Sambi made one and Partey, who were all lauding, made one. But actually, as said, the team wasn't set up last year to play that way. This year, with the players we got around him, you might see a complete different player. And I'm not saying he is the answer. Again, sometimes, for me, I would like to get someone different in. But at the same time, I think people are harsh on Ceballos, where actually he is a very good footballer. And it is what it is. But again, I think we should trust. I just think we should trust Arteta and Edu a bit more, because look how we reacted when it was Ramsdale. We was all spitting dummies out, going crazy, all of us.
But the thing is, the difference with Ramsdale Wait, can I just say one sentence? The difference with Ramsdale and Ceballos is Ramsdale was not an unknown entity to this football club.
Yeah, but Partey was terrible last year. Partey got rated.
I'm saying Ceballos, we've seen what he is capable of in an Arsenal shirt, whereas
and we've also seen what Partey was capable. We thought Partey was capable of last season, and he's a complete different player this year. Like sometimes there's other factors as well which might have an impact on your season. Partey was our worst midfielder last year to me. I could see there's potential, but I don't think he had a good season last season.
But he was injured. What was
Let's move on. And you know what?
He wasn't injured, was he?
Sorry, King.
Sorry, he had injuries.
Gums and King, hey,
Not
you
to tie his
two,
extent,
get
but
a room. All right. Just KM Box, how you doing, mate? Gums, are we dominating games or are we dominating moments? Just quick little analysis onto that one, please.
I would say moments, but we're having longer moments than we previously had, or maybe we're having more moments, dominating more moments in the game. So again, the Leicester game, we dominated the first 30. They came back into it. It was quite equal up to half time. Then they had a good 20-minute spell, and then we took back control. Yep. Against Brighton, they dominated most of the game, to be honest with you. And Palace, we had a mad shaky middle. And just, do you know what I mean? Once we made the change, we come back on top. So there's improvements, but I still wouldn't say we're dominating games like how I watch Liverpool dominate a game or City dominate again. We're
Every team is going to have a 10-minute spell at least in the game, even if you are dominating teams. Do you know what I mean? Every team's going to have that little spell when, they do kind of put on that little bit of pressure.
I think the big difference is, sorry, just go back to that, Canners. The difference is now when we're dominating, we seem to be scoring.
Yeah.
Whereas before we could be dominating possession and not looking like we're going to score. Now
looking like we're going to.
Now we're actually scoring during that bit of dominance, especially in the first half, which then stands you in good stead, because if you can see off the next wave that they go at you, you're in a good position to go on and kind of secure 3 points. So, yeah, a good question. I like that.
100%. James, I'm going to come to you with this one, right? And we're going to wrap this up, right? Because at the start of the season, we did a show, and next week I'm going to get Tony to find it and clip all of us, all right, about our summer transfer activity and whether or not we was, satisfied, underwhelmed, overwhelmed, whatever. Now we're kind of like 10 games in. We're doing what we're doing. We're playing how we're playing. Do we need to give Edu and some respect now with what he's done in the summer, and what their profile of players they've been looking for, and just do we need to eat a little bit of humble pie?
I already said Edu was on fraud watch at the end of the summer training. That's what I said. I said Edu was on fraud watch, right? After we started playing well, I said he's not on fraud watch, but I'm still watching to see how these guys do. And again, I don't know. I think I gave a 7 out of 10. You might see on the clip of the summer transfer business. Now for me, it's been good, but I need to see more. Like we're going through a spell right now where we're in good form, but I want to see what it looks like at the end of the season. So I can see the potential there. I like the characters. Like the one player we were like, okay, well, we're bringing in this guy. We have Leno, right? Me. We signed right? Best signing of the summer by far. He's been good. So I don't know. I'm less concerned about the talent in the squad at the moment, and I'm more concerned. Like I'm more appreciative of the personalities within it, like Ben White, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Tavares, all of these players that we brought in. We're like, oh, okay, these are maybe bit part players to bulk up the squad. Now there's some of my favorite players. Like every time Ben White is on the pitch, Ramsdale especially, like I'm really enjoying the personality behind them. And I think it's been a while since I felt like a bit of a connection behind the team. And I think that shows within the fan base. Yeah, bro, I'm fucking good looking, great in goal. Like, come on, what's not to love?
You take your boots off, and
that's what I'm saying. He's nimble on his feet, so I tell you, he's got some moves. I know it. I know it. I know he's got some moves.
I don't know. It's nice to see. Like, I was worried when we lost the first 3 games, and then to see like the Carabao Cups on Tuesday or Wednesday with like 55,000 people there. That's telling of the mood between the fan base at the moment. I think like. There's been times where I can't remember the last time when we had that much attendance on a Tuesday game. Like we normally get good numbers, but to see it packed and like the atmosphere seems different. I don't know if you guys have noticed it as
This
well.
is
Like,
the
it seems
best
to be
atmosphere
louder.
I've seen in the Emirates era.
Yeah, genuinely. Like we always got mocked for like, I don't know, not having like an atmosphere. All you heard was the like Arsenal SC, right? That's the only chant people would only with us there. They're really vocal, and it's nice to see.
To what James said, I think we spoke about it the other day, Canners, when me and you was on the stream together, one of the many we've done recently. Apart from Xhaka, I don't think any player divides opinion no more. There's not a player, I think whoever starts, no one has that frustration. Do you know what I mean? Last year you had it with Luiz, Mustafi, Kolasinac obviously doesn't start now, but when he used to play games, Cedric, Chambers, Bellerin, Xhaka.
You still got your Saliba and your Guendouzi stands that make all these compilations for Twitter every time they do something at Marseille. But then you look back at your own team and you're like, well, the way Ben White, the way Gabriel, the way Tomiyasu and Tierney and Ramsdale performing at the back, I'm not bothered. Respectfully, I love seeing what Saliba's doing, but at the same time, like before, it'll be like, oh man, and we got Luiz back. Whereas now it's like, well,
just quickly on that, though, like if you see
it's the same in midfield with Sambi and Lokonga, and
yeah. But again, what you're saying is right.
Sambi and Partey, sorry, yeah.
It was more. Again, it's nice to see people speaking about Guendouzi, but it's not at a detriment to any of our players. It's not a. Do you know what I mean? Before it was, look what Saliba's doing, and look what Mustafi, look what our centre backs are doing. Now it's just more, look what Saliba's doing, and that's a big difference.
No, during English, man. Sorry to cut you there, Gums. But what I wanted to come obviously into just carrying a bit what James was saying regarding about the team and the the camaraderie, so to speak. I mean, if we look at players like, look, the centre three, Ramsdale, Gabriel, White, even even Tomiyasu now, it's like when they've kind of made a block, when they've made a tackle, last ditch tackle or whatever it is, don't you just love seeing, when they're together, they fist pumping, high five, and all that kind of stuff. We haven't seen that for
absolutely love it. And
Edu, and that's the thing. If it wasn't for Edu, he's got all those players in.
That whole back five is his. Tierney's not playing. The whole five is his.
Yeah.
So what I would say,
deserve credit for it, man. I'm not too stubborn to admit that. You know what I'm saying?
You can give Edu credit 100% in the sense of how we were getting onto him come summer, but the biggest influence in that back line was the player that he didn't want, Aaron Ramsdale. He wanted Neto. He wanted a Brazilian goalkeeper, but Arteta pushed for Ramsdale. And Ramsdale has started the engine of the camaraderie and fist pumping.
He's the leader of that back five at the moment. And he is actually the leader of the whole back five at the moment. He gives me Schmeichel vibes. You know what I mean? You remember when we used to watch Schmeichel?
Wait, Scudder.
Have
you ever seen Leno command the back line like Ramsdale done?
No.
Never. That's why I think he's been a major difference, and the fans have took to him. The energy's there. Every interview he does, he's critical about himself, but he's also very, very positive. And
humble.
I like everything about
humble.
You,
James, King. I mean, listen, we was all the jury's was out, and I'm gonna leave the last get the last word from you here, right? But because the jury was out on Edu at the beginning of this season. We was very much, given we rated the transfer window, didn't we? And I think everybody made it around a 6.5, 7, or whatever it was. Is that little mid-season appraisal, or after 10 games, little appraisal? What would you give it? A, B, or C?
A, B, or C?
Yeah, like in normal.
I'll give it an A. 1, 2, or 3.
I'll give it an A, because I what I'm factoring in is I know it's early on in the season, but not a single one of those players that he signed was over the age of 23.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about playing a back five where no one is older than 24 in this day and age in any league, but the Premier League, the best league in the world, like, you're crazy. You're telling me that a team that is one of the big 6 teams is relying entirely, on youth in its back five. And not only that, Ramsdale has played 9 league games, We haven't lost a single one. And he's kept 5 clean sheets, 5. You know, there are only 2 teams in England since Ramsdale has played that have conceded less goals than Arsenal, and that is City and Chelsea. Yeah, these are the levels. Right. These are the levels. Yeah, this guy has come in, right? Cost 30 million, had no one in the fan base on his side. At the age of 23, he's getting killed on social media. We don't want you here. This, that, and the other. This guy's come in, and after 2 or 3 games, he's won everyone over.
He's shut every. He's
elite
just done that,
mentality.
Mate.
The elite mentality involved to do that, like that takes so much. Like, I don't think people really.
But
you know, like,
who gets credit for that? Who gets credit for that? Because
that's something that even the most experienced players would struggle to do.
But who gets credit for that? Because listen, you know, to get these things, everyone on the football club. My question
everyone on the football club, the scouts,
is it by accident?
Arteta and the player, in my opinion. The fans as well. The fans have helped him to settle in. It's a collective.
No, I'm talking about before
thing,
you bought the player. Who actually takes credit for getting the player with that kind of mindset in and says, you know what, this guy will fit in with the group of guys that we're looking.
This is what we're doing. Like, when we're looking at players now, we are like, you can see that there is a lot of like data-driven decision making that's going into it. They are scouting really intensely. You know, they are not just looking at the technical ability and the makeup and the profile of the player. They're looking at the mental side as well. You know, that they're looking at how they dealt with adversity in past situations. You know, like when they've been, you know, a lot of people bring up Ramsdale's relegation history. But you know what? An element of that can be looked at. I get relegated. I never want to be relegated again. I come back. I train 5 times as hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like, you know, I improve twice as quickly as I might have if I didn't get relegated. You know, like, people aren't looking at it like that. You know, it really seems to me, I'm looking at all of the other teams, right, that have bought players, some with bigger reputations, and United have just gone down again, by the way. Yeah. The reputation that Sancho came.
You've got some slow stream gums.
And the fact that I don't even want to dig him out, because I think Sancho will come good, and I think he's a very good player, and I like him. I've got a lot of time and a lot of respect.
What's he on now? 0015.
Well, there you go. Yeah, like, the thing is, all of the United fans were being like, you haven't signed a single world-class player. You don't have a single world-class player. Yeah, and we are going to absolutely steamroll your whole season. And now they are our neighbours. They are literally our neighbours. Look at this guy. Hey,
that's cold. That's cold. To do that to a man on live stream, that's cold.
Signings, yeah. They got Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo, and these guys are level on points with us.
Yeah.
And it is because sometimes reputations stand for nothing. If you balance your squad, which we clearly have, in ways that other squads haven't, I would say Chelsea went out and bought what they needed to buy. Liverpool might not have gone out and bought what they needed to buy, but they already had it.
No, Liverpool did. They bought the centre back. They bought the centre back.
Exactly. You know, like, so, like, certain teams went out here and their eyes got big, and they went shopping, and you know, they knew that they had to come home and make bolognese, and they came home with curry powder and some decent spices. You know, great ingredients, but they're not going to help you make bolognese, are they? You know, like, and sometimes you can have a better squad. You can have more world-class players. You can have a better manager. But if you don't have balance in that squad in key areas, what does it matter?
And I think we're getting there. Sorry, Gumsy, I know you wanted to jump in. I know Gumsy, you wanted to jump in quickly.
Yeah, I think Arteta and Edu have to take a lot of credit if it goes correct, because equally, if it went wrong, them two would have been on the chopping board. So it was stubborn, because there was other targets out there, cheap alternatives. Obviously, Nigerian called one Neto. Again, would have come in to be a number 2. So there was proper cheap alternatives, but they stuck to their guns. They wanted Ramsdale, and you have to praise them when they get it right. Because again, if they get it wrong, we are the first ones to criticize and come for them.
And
I look forward to you.
Rightly so.
I do look forward to you clipping our clips as well, because I was the one who's always stood by Edu. You lot was onto him, and I was saying
we'll find out.
Another thing that we've been really critical of is the system. Do you remember last season?
Wait a minute. So, sorry, King. Go on, Nigerian Englishman. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I say Gumza tried to bring me down with the whole Ramsdale talk. I wasn't with you lot. Look,
everybody's now saying that. It wasn't me.
No, I'm just saying because he tried to bring me like, all of us on the panel. Like, I'm thinking, I'm not.
Yeah, I've got your 12-page dossier of what you would have done if you was Arteta. So, so you can't get away from it. And Ramsdale wasn't in the plan. But no, I think
just before we go, and I guess this will be actually interesting when it happens. Who's conceded more, us or United? Maguire or White? Interested debate to have come May. Yeah, it will be interesting. The thing is, the one I like is they were all saying, "Oh, we got Varane, you got White, you spent 50 million, and we've got someone who's world class and who's already there, and blah blah blah." But listen, what they conveniently forgot is the fact that White's played in the Premiership for a good couple of seasons and knows what it's about.
And not only that, United have had to put an extra defender in to try and get through a game, and they're still getting beat 2-1. So, and
Varane also, so to speak, his injury record hasn't been great. This is what I wanted to speak about very quickly. Yeah, like another thing that we were critical of with Arteta is his system and being reliant on passing out from the back and sticking to it. Yeah, but what he has in contrast to Oli, and this isn't a shit on United show, right? But he had a very clear identity of, this is how I want to play football. These are the sort of players I need to be able to play this system. They don't have to cost 150 million. Tavares can cost me 6 million. You know, like if he fits this profile of what I need in the left back and he costs 6 million, fuck it, I'll take him. That's fine. Doesn't matter, yeah? You know, people talk about how much we spent on White, but they're not talking about the fact that we spent fuck all on Tavares.
Listen, we spent 50 million on White's ability and his character.
And this guy's come in and he's made us not. This guy's come in and he's made us not miss Tierney. Let's deep that. Yeah, we've for the last 2 games we played without Tierney. We have not been bothered. No one's even mentioned it on the show today. Last season, are you talking about a Tierney injury? We're talking about that car crashing the whole season. Yeah, and he only cost 6 million.
And to touch on
what I'm trying to say about Arteta though is he's like, this is how I want to play. These are the players that I need to be able to play this way. So even though they are not world-beating, you know, like they are not finished articles, they are not like they still need work. The fact that they fit the mold of the system that he's trying to build is enhancing them. It's making them look better. And like, whereas like you look at United and what they're doing, it's like, all right, you brought Ronaldo in, you brought Sancho in, you brought Varane in. They're great players.
It's just like
really thought about how these players can play together.
I tell you what it's like
individually. You just thought of them as individually good players that will invariably increase the quality of your team. But have you actually sat down and thought, well, this is the sort of partnership this guy needs to be at his best, vice versa? Like it's like
I tell you what this is, Gunner. I'll tell you what this is. Solskjaer and them are playing FIFA. We're playing Football Manager. That's the levels we're at. That's the levels.
No, they're not even playing FIFA. They're playing PES.
Esports. They're playing esports where you could just put any 11 players on and you play a game of football. We're playing Football Manager over here. That's the levels. That's the levels.
Nigerian Englishman, go ahead, sir.
After all that talk about Varane, Man U have conceded 2 more goals than us this season in the Premier League.
There you have it. Talk done.
Do you know what? When you put in perspective as well, Ben White, Tomiyasu, and Tavares, who have been playing the last couple of games, they cost the same as Harry Maguire.
Wow.
And then when you factor in Luke Shaw cost the same as Gabriel, then there you put on Varane and Wan-Bissaka, they're way ahead on what they spend. And again, you can look at things in isolation of 50 mil, but what Gunnar King's saying which I agree with, is actually
Yeah,
you could say you could have brought a player for 30 mil and play centre back, and you could have brought a left back, which might cost you 25 mil. You spent the same money as what we spent on Tavares and Ben White, but you might not have as good of two players. So we overspent. We might have spent a bit more on White than we wanted to, but we cut back on Tavares, and it's worked because both players are playing at a high standard. So
listen,
there just seems to be a lot more cohesion in how we're recruiting. I think if we have one or two more windows like this, we're in like the league's in trouble. One or two more windows, like the last one that we had, the league's in trouble, bro. Like,
will we get that 150 mil to spend each window?
I don't think we need it, to be fair. No. I think once we get another midfielder in and a striker, I don't think we need to always. I love the fact that when we buy like the Anelkas, the Vieiras, them guys who you don't know nothing about, they come for a small price and they perform. There's no better feeling when you get them signings. So I'm happy we've gone back to that, because when we were signing the Mustafis and the Xhakas, that didn't work for us. So I'm much rather.
If you're bringing them in and are all this young as well, they're only getting better anyway. So it's not like you've got to go out and like Varane's got to be placed in like 3 or 4 years. Do you know what I mean? The players that we're bringing in now, who's going to need replacement in 3 or 4 years? So, unless someone comes in for a big money like move to try and sign them, then we take that money and reinvest it.
There might come a time where we might need a big money signing, i.e. someone up top. But until that time, right now, let's just bask in the glory, really and truly, what Arteta's doing. And let's see how far we can go with this squad of players that we have. Let's hope come January, we do kind of, make a couple of additions. But I'm just going to go around the panel right now and just a quick yes or no. That's all I want. Yes or no.
You're not going to get that here. You're not going to get that.
Yes or no. I don't care. Black or white, whatever, man. And I'm going to start with you, Gumza.
What am I saying? Yes or no to? That's all.
Can I finish? Wait.
Was that the subject?
I'm
going to go bold. I'm going bold. Yes, with a capital Y. I'm going bold. Yeah.
A capital E and an S as well?
No, not that bold.
James.
I'm going to go Gunner King bold and go yes, all 3 capitals.
Love that. Love that. Nigerian Englishman, what are you saying?
No, we cannot.
Wow. Okay.
Go away. Go away.
King.
Yeah, look, as I said, I'm saying yes. I am saying yes, yeah. But obviously, because I've been speaking to one of my mates, he's a United fan as well, and it's like he was like, "But you're saying yes with caveats." So I'm going to accept that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be relying on some good luck, and these teams that are meant to be top 4 teams carrying on performing the way they are right now, because it's not top 4 material.
If those teams around us drop points, listen, anything's possible.
Yeah, we've got to maintain our consistency, and I do think we need to do something in January to kind of see it over the line.
Love that.
That's what I think.
Boys! Come on, top 4. Hey, Nigerian Englishman, man, you got to come on board, brother, man. Come on board this train. It's a lovely train, man. It's going places. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. We can catch you at the next stop, bruv. Jump on board. The top 4 train.
I'm on the Northern Line. You guys are on the Metropolitan Line. I'm on the Northern Line, bro. Sorry.
We're living in that new Facebook world. What's that thing called? The new Facebook
world.
Meta.
Yeah, we're living out there, boys. It's rosy over this side, Nigerian.
Guys, they're gonna make memes of this stream at the end of the season, and they'll leave me out.
Now, listen, guys, it's been fantastic. I can't even believe the time. I'm looking at the time. Frig's sake. Guys, for your contribution has been immense. All the comments that come through from the viewers, thank you. It's been great evening. Listen, Gumza, James, Nigerian Englishman, Gunner King. It's been a blessed evening, boys. Thank you very much. And come on, you Gunners.